Hey guys, what's up? I'm here with another movie review. Christmas Day I went to go see Sherlock Holmes with my family. Sherlock Holmes was directed by Guy Ritchies, and it stars Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law, and Rachel McAdams. The movie starts off with Holmes and Watson investigating Lord Blackwood, and they catch him in the middle of some sort of sacrificial ritual, which they put a stop to and arrest him. Lord Blackwood is then sentenced to death and hung. However, 3 days later, his tomb is destroyed, and the graveskeeper pretty much claims to have seen Lord Blackwood walking out of his tomb alive. So Holmes begins to investigate Lord Blackwood's resurrection while Watson sort of tries to not help him, actually. Watson in this movie is trying to get away from Holmes. He's moving out of their apartment. He's trying to get married. He's trying to settle down and retire. But part of the film is Holmes just trying to pique Watson's interest in the investigation, their new one. I really like this film a lot. I've always enjoyed the old European setting with movies such as like The Prestige, and this movie really looked good. The cinematography was really good, and the costume design, set designs, everything was very well done, and it really put you into the Sherlock Holmes' world. Robert Downey Jr. did an amazing job in this movie. I think after Iron Man, I really started paying more attention to him, and he's a phenomenal actor, and I think he completely owned the role of Holmes, and I wouldn't have liked it any other way. I'm not familiar with the older versions of Holmes, but I always sort of before envisioned him as an old, kind of boring guy, and I really liked the quirkiness and the energy that they put in this version of Holmes. In fact, they really paid special attention to how smart he is, but also how weird he is, and that's something that I've always liked. And one of my favorite parts in the movie is actually when Holmes is doing his deductive reasoning and working things out in his mind, especially when like he's fighting. There's a scene, actually two scenes, where he's fighting with someone, and what he does is he essentially works out every strike that he's going to do in order to completely immobilize his enemy. So the way that they did this in the movie was really cool. They showed every strike in complete slow motion, while Robert Downey Jr. essentially narrates what each one of those strikes does, how it affects them, and how to counter when they counter his first strike. And it was really cool, because as soon as he was done, he'd pretty much summarize it, you know, dislocated jaw, wind knocked out of him, ears ringing, recovery time 6 weeks, and then it would flash back to the fight, and he'd do everything exactly how he said he was going to do it, and completely immobilize him the exact way that he just told you how he was going to do it. And that was something really cool that I liked in this movie. Jude Law did a really good job as the supporting actor. He was very interesting. I liked him in this movie. Him and Robert Downey Jr. seemed to have a really good chemistry on the movie. They worked very well together, and I really enjoyed their performances. They really supported each other very well. Rachel McAdams, she played a criminal who's Holmes' love interest. She did good. She wasn't in a whole lot of the movie, but she did pretty good. Unfortunately, the story was hard to follow. It was well written, the dialogue was good, they had some really funny and smart, witty one-liners, and it was very entertaining to watch, but it was hard to follow. Mostly because Holmes is going around gathering clues, and you don't know that he's gathering clues. They don't really tell you anything. They don't tell you his thought process. He'll go into a room, and he'll pick stuff up, and he'll look at it, and sometimes he'll have like a flash of something. And the whole movie you're in the dark until the last 5 minutes, pretty much. I don't know if you would consider that a spoiler. I didn't tell you anything about the plot, but you really won't know anything until the last, 5 minutes of the movie. That might bother some people, especially if you like, knowing what the clues are and trying to figure out the mystery for yourself. This might be kind of hard to do. Doesn't bother me too much because after 5 seasons of ABC's Lost, I'm used to not knowing what the heck's going on. I'm used to the scene after scene of random stuff and then trying to connect it at the end, which they have yet to do in Lost, but anyways, so, if you're going to this movie trying to figure out the mystery, good luck. However, the movie did open itself up to a sequel, possibly an entire multitude of new Holmes movies. For you Holmes fans, Dr. Moriarty, if I even pronounced that correctly, was in this movie. He was not the main antagonist like he is in the book series or whatever, but he definitely left it nice and open for a very strong sequel, I think. And in fact, it was more like a cameo than an actual appearance. But overall, I'm going to give Sherlock Holmes an 8.5 out of 10. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought. You can leave any questions or comments in my comment box, or you can post a video response. This will likely be my last movie review of the year. I don't really plan on seeing anything else in theaters. I will be making at least one other video before the end of the year, which will be a summary of all the movies that I've watched in the theaters and reviewed on here. So it's going to be a quick summary, plus a little DVD update. So look forward to that. That should be coming out definitely before January 1st. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, push the subscribe button. Really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.
I won't say I've